down, it's okay. Take down, it's okay.
Liberia is more than just a country. It is a gateway to untapped opportunities.
Welcome to all of the presidents and representatives of the Association of Liberian Universities. Thank you for coming.
Sun on our golden beaches, exploring our national parks, diving into our history, or experiencing our vibrant festivals. Liberia offers something for every traveler. Transforming the nation is unwavering. The vision is clear: to create a Liberia that is not just self-sufficient, but a regional leader in trade and investment. We invite you to be a part of this journey. Together, we can build a Liberia that is not just a land of promise, but a land of fulfillment. Liberia is rising. The time to invest is now. In shaping the future of a nation with endless possibilities.
If you continue to play us some melody, you have drunk water, so don't get tired.
A West African coastal nation of unparalleled beauty and immense.
Each of you just took 4 bottles of water, so we continue.
Vibrant culture and resilient people. Rainforest to its golden beaches, Liberia is more than just a country. It is a gateway to untapped opportunities. Agriculture is a heartbeat of Liberia. With His Excellency President Nyuma Boakai within his national agenda of agriculture, it is not just a Liberia. It is the foundation of our economy. The soil is fertile, and the climate is favorable, creating the perfect condition for a diverse range of crops, which includes, but are not limited to, cocoa, coffee, rubber, rice, and palm oil. Under President Boakai's leadership, agriculture is the West agenda. We are committed to modernizing farming practices, enhancing food security, and making Liberia a leading exporter of agricultural goods. For too long, our infrastructure has stifled our potential, but change is beyond the imminent. The West agenda prioritizes the development of a comprehensive road network that will link every county of Liberia. President Boakai's agenda places second the connection. New roads are being constructed, opening up markets, fostering trade, and ensuring that no community is left behind. Rule of law is the bedrock of a just and prosperous society. President Boakai understands that for Liberia to thrive, we must build trust in our institutions.
Our commitment is to make this it should be, to make it the country that always wanted to be respectable people.
Our special this occasion, the 150th Commencement Convocation exercise of the University of Liberia. Thank you all for coming. And those of you who are our graduates, we kindly ask that you please remain in your seats. Kindly remain in your seats. Kindly remain in your. The procession is about to begin. Just be patient. Your patience will yield a fruitful result. Just be patient. Members of the 4th Estate, please position yourselves orderly, and that you will not blur the vision of another person who will have a clear glance of today's occasion. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We see it as a key to
University of Liberia graduates, 469 candidates from 9 professional and graduate programs. The Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law graduates, graduate program in education, graduates 16 candidates. The Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida graduate program in international studies graduates 45 candidates. The graduate program in business and public administration graduates 190 candidates. The graduate program in regional science, the Kofi Annan Institute for Conflict Transformation graduates 4 candidates, and the graduate program in environmental science, climate change, and biodiversity graduates. To all of you, thank you. Just be patient.
Where every citizen has access to clean water, safe sanitation facilities, and communities with a to be discovered with pristine beaches.
Mr. Alex Caesar, I hope you are well positioned.
Hospitality,
Madam Josephine Ross, you are also positioned. The procession is about to begin. The AFL band is resting. I haven't worked out yet. When you see the shadows of the people, then you give us some. Water rest small. That way. Let the water go down. That way small. Let the water go down.
natural beauty,
All right.
and cultural richness to the world. Whether it is bathing in the sun in our national parks, diving into our history, or experiencing our vibrant festivals, Liberia offers something for every traveler. At the heart of the Arrest agenda is a self-resilient Liberia. President Boakai's commitment to transforming the nation is unwavering. His vision is clear: to create a Liberia that is not just self-sufficient, but a regional leader. We invite you to be a part of this journey. Together, we can build a Liberia that is not just a land of promise, but a land of fulfillment. Liberia is now. Join us in shaping the future of a nation with endless possibilities. Welcome to Liberia. Unparalleled beauty and immense potential. It is a land of rich history, vibrant culture, and resilient people. From its lush rainforest to its golden beaches, Liberia is more than just a country. It is a gateway to untapped opportunities. Agriculture is a heartbeat. With His Excellency President Joseph Nyuma Boakai beginning his national agenda with agriculture, it is not just a livelihood. It is the foundation of our economy. The soil is fertile, creating the perfect condition for a diverse range of crops, which includes, but are not limited to, cocoa, coffee, rubber, rice, and palm oil. Agriculture is at the forefront of the Arrest agenda. We are committed to modernizing farming practices, enhancing food security, and making Liberia a leading exporter of agricultural goods in West Africa. Those are the veins that connect this nation. For too long, poor infrastructure has stifled our potential. Change is now imminent. The Arrest agenda prioritizes the development of a comprehensive road network that will link every county of Liberia. President bustling city of Monroe.
Ladies and gentlemen, our graduates,
roads are being constructed, opening up markets, fostering trade.
the program is being carried live
Is left
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
President
WhatsApp channel.
that for
UL Relations is doing extremely well.
build trust.
Thank you to UL Relations. Thank you for a well-coordinated program. We want to say that the 9 programs from our graduate and professional schools will be conferring degrees on 469 candidates few hours from now. So just be patient, relax. Today is a jubilant day for you. Each of you seated in your seats, each of you who is done with your academicals, today is a jubilant day for you, so rejoice. The Graham School of Law, the A.M. Doherty School of Medicine, the School of Pharmacy, the School of Public Health, the Graduate Program in Education, the Graduate Program in Business and Public Administration, the Graduate Program in Regional Science, the Kofi Annan Institute for Conflict Transformation, and the Graduate Program in Environmental Science, Climate Change, and Biodiversity. These are the academic programs that are presented to 69 candidates who will be conferred with various degrees. When you shall have left the words, it is our hope and prayers that the University of Liberia. Congratulations to all of you. Your time will soon be here. Your time has already come, so don't worry. It has come. This is the day the Lord has made, and so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Marshal Caesar, when you are ready, let us know. We say welcome again. We want to make sure that all of you who are seated on the dial have the program in your hand. Hope you have the program with you. So I can go for more. Okay. Senator Maggie, do you have some? Okay. I don't need to represent the photo. He has some. He got more. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, has been given. The 150th Commencement Convocation exercise on the Fender campus of the University of Liberia, February 27, 2026. Fender Campus, Louisiana, Montserrat County, Republic of Liberia. Members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. Let it be known to all that This program is being carried live on all platforms of the University of Liberia. Lux Radio, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our WhatsApp channel. Mother Josephine Ross is the marshal, leading members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia.
Respectable people that are loving, people that are friendly, that people that are committed to serve society.
By its chairman,
First,
Senator Honorable Nyuma T.H. Boakai,
no matter what you're thinking, and for you to pay attention to them, as you said, make Liberia a
Through the appointment of a Supreme Court Justice to complete the
members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. Madam Josephine Ross is the marshal. The Board of Trustees has been led by its chair, Honorable T.H. Boakai Sr. We see the former president of the University of Liberia, Professor Asa Conde. We see member of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Richard B. Fowler. As a member of the Board of Trustees, Honorable Thomas Romeo Quia. Members, and we see the Commissioner of Higher Education, Dr. Cecilia Castle, Dr. Augustine Coney, Madam Cynthia Blanford, Barker Robertson is the chair of the board, is taking his own time, marching firmly, quietly, on much faith. Commencement Convocation exercise. You are welcome, sir. Here comes the president of the University of Liberia, and Assistant Professor Bori is bearing a mace from the College of Agriculture and Forestry of the University of Liberia. Alex Caesar, the marshal, leading the president of the university. Your Excellency, Joseph Nyuma Boakai Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia and visitor of the University of Liberia. Kesali Bori bears the mace. Shall we arise? Members of the platform, guests, Our graduates, well wishes, shall we all stand as the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai Sr. marches on Liberia. Those to be conferred with honorary doctorate degrees today during this 105th Commencement Convocation exercise are Professor Dr. David Norris, Vice Chancellor, Almost Sarah Beslo Nyanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Liberia, and Madam Cynthia Blanford. 3 of them will be conferred with honorary doctorate degree today. Your Excellency, President Joseph Nyuma Boakai, you are welcome to this 105th. Dr. Norris, you are welcome. Thank you. Please remain standing as the President of the Republic of Liberia marches onto the podium. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. The 105th Commencement Convocation exercise held on February 26, 27th, Liberia. I am Assistant Professor Robert Ewia, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning of the University of Liberia. I want to welcome you to this Commencement Convocation exercise. Let me invite to this podium Reverend Samuel F. Agbasen from Student Affairs, who will offer us our invocation. Shall we remain standing, please?
Jeremiah 29:11 is one of my favorite verses in the Bible. It says, "For I know the thought that I think towards you, thought of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." We've come to celebrate those graduating today. Kindly join me to pray. Tenor of the universe, the Ancient of Days, the Rock of Gibraltar, the God who knows the intent of every man's heart. We've come to say thank you as a family. We say thank you for our President, His Excellency, President Joe for the Republic of Liberia. Thank you for where you are taking this republic. Thank you for our President, the President, Professor Dr. Lady Mampale. As we celebrate today as family, we pray that you come and take your seat. Thank you for guarding, for providing guardian angels. We bless you. It's our prayer, we pray in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you very much. At this juncture, we want to recognize a few of our guests, our platform guests. Dr. Roman Horton of Cotton University, and all of the presidents of our various university present. We want of our former president and just recent acting president, Professor Hassan Conte of the University of Liberia, Senator Nathaniel L. Magee, the chair on education in the Senate, is from Margibi County. Honorable Momo Siafakpoto, represented District Number 3, Lofa County. Honorable Thomas A. Goswa, the second representative, District Number 5, Grand Bassa County. All of our academic directors and deans, and our invited guests, our faculty members, and our special honorees for today's occasion. Our honoree, Professor Dr. David Norris, Vice Chancellor of the University of Botswana. You are welcome. Honorable Sarah Beslo Nyanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs, of the Republic of Liberia. She will also be honored. And Madam Cynthia Blanford will also be honored. You all are welcome. Thank you very much. The University of Liberia Chorus, directed by Anthony Our Lord, Prince A. Decker, will now lead us in an enthusiastic and patriotic singing of the Lone Star Forever. The Thank you. Let's give them a thunderous applause. Thank you, UL Chorus. The Alumni Association is also combining with the UL Chorus to give us some melodies today. More guests are coming. We also want to recognize the presence of Dr. Cecilia Kase, Commissioner, Director General of the Commission on Higher Education, who will also brazen this occasion. It is now my unique pleasure to Asatu Jeba of the Graduate and Professional School in the IBB graduate program in International Studies, who also scored the 788 of all the graduates of our 8 graduate programs and 3 professional schools. Madam Asatu Ba, welcome.
you. His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Boakai Senior, President of the Republic of Liberia and visitor of the University of Liberia. Her Excellency Madam Sarah Beslo Nyanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Dean of Cabinet. Nominee T.H. Batikwa, Chairman, Board of Trustees, University of Liberia, and members of the Board of Trustees here present. Here present, Dr. Lily Maparian, President of the University of Liberia, members of the House of Senate, Professor Dr. David Norris, Vice Chancellor, Botswana University and keynote speaker, heads of organizations here present, devoted families, loyal friends, exceptional professors, and to the extraordinary 105th graduating class of Triumph. This message is for you. Standing here today as your valedictorian is an honor I accept with deep gratitude. But this achievement does not belong to one voice. It belongs to a chorus of sacrifices made quietly at home. Who gave more than the syllables required, of classmates who refused to let one another fall behind. Today is not a solo performance. It is a shared victory. Our journey to this stage was not accidental. It was carved and purpose. And if I were to describe the spirit of the 105th graduating class, I would define it through three defining forces: endurance, commitment, and vision. Endurance, the discipline of showing up. Success rarely announces itself with applause. More often, it whispers in the background of long nights, early mornings, and on the paper you thought was finished. It is studying when sleep feels more inviting. It is balancing responsibility no one else sees. Jobs, family obligations, financial pressure, and still arriving prepared. Trust me, we were tested. There were semesters that stressed us, deadlines that stuck high, moments when doubt sat heavier than confidence. Yet what distinguished this class is simple. We kept showing up. But consistently, we kept showing up. Endurance taught us that excellence is not a single achievement. Repeated daily. Talent will open the first door. Discipline keeps it from closing. Life beyond this campus suddenly softened. But we now possess something invaluable. Proof that we can withstand pressure and still perform. That resilience will outlast any title printed on a diploma. Commitment, the power of staying. If endurance is about showing up, there were days when inspiration ran low. Days when distractions were louder than our responsibilities. Days when self-doubt those questions with action. It is choosing responsibility over convenience, consistency over comfort, and growth over ease. Our professors in back, we competed, but we also collaborated. The war often celebrates speed, quick result, instant recognition. We carried potential. Over time, that potential sharpened into purpose. Some discover a calling in international studies and law, among others. Vision for questions. Who are you becoming? What impact will you make? And what values will guide you? Advances. New challenges emerge daily. Yet what remains constant is the need for people who can imagine what does not yet exist. Protect your vision, refine it, feed it, and defend it. History reminds us that every breakthrough began as an idea someone refused to abandon. Your dream is not random, it is responsibility in disguise. The legacy of the 100 it. We are more than transcripts, medals, and honors. We are a generation shaped by perseverance, unity, and bold imagination. The growth, the friendships formed in libraries and lecture halls, the lessons that extended far beyond textbooks. Trust me, today is not an ending. Thank you for demanding excellence and refusing to lower the bar. To my fellow graduates, let us carry forward the three forces that shaped us. Endurance, so we rise when challenged. Commitment, so we finish what we begin. And vision, so our steps are intentional. To the 105th graduating class, have proven that we can navigate challenges through courage. Let us move boldly. Let us move with confidence. Let us move with purpose. Congratulations, 105th graduating class of triumph. May our effort remain steadfast, our commitment unbreakable, and our vision expansive. Thank you, and may we not continue to only succeed.
That is not enough for such an inspiring speech. Let's continue the applause. Let's continue the applause. Thank you very much. Thank you, Asatu. That was inspiring. That was challenging. That was courageous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. At this juncture, we'd invite to the podium of the University of Liberia, Dr. Lady Mapanyan, who will now bring the President's address. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Joseph Nyuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia and visitor of the University of Liberia. Honorable Jeremiah Pankung, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Kwekwe Bese Sr., the Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court. Honorable Richard Nagbe Kuhn, Speaker and members of the House of Representatives. Former government officials present. Honorable Numene T.H. Bartikwa, Chairman and members of the UL Board of Trustees. Minister of Education and member ex officio of the Board of Trustees. Professor Dr. David Norris, Vice Chancellor of the University of Botswana, 150th Convocation, along with your esteemed delegation. colleague presidents and special representatives of the Association of Liberian Universities, former presidents of the University General, National Commission on Higher Education, Your Excellency, the Doyen and members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Dean and members of the Liberian Cabinet, distinguished University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas, Mr. Charles Russell, Director of the University of Liberia Alumni Chorus, Attorney Martin Willapeni, Acting President and members of the University of Liberia Faculty Association, Mr. D. Preston and members of the University of Liberia Association, Mrs. J. Bliotingban, President, University of Liberia Student Interim Leadership, and fellow also members. Undergraduate colleges, and Mrs. Asatu Jaloba, valedictorian of our graduate and professional schools. Mr. Abraham T. Nula, President and Mr. Prince N. Johnson, President and members of the 105th Graduate and Professional School class. Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor, Vice President for Academic Affairs and members of the UL Cabinet, Doyen and members of the Dean's Council, members of the Faculty Senate and Administrative Council, students of the University of Liberia, parents, guardians, supporters, relatives, friends, and well-wishers of our graduates and graduands, the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Allow me at this time to welcome each and every one of you to this extraordinary the Naniga Balugima class, an expression from the Loma vernacular meaning class of triumph of this flagship national university, a University of Liberia. I wish to thank Professor Dr. David Norris, Vice Chancellor of the University of Botswana, for consenting to serve as our keynote speaker for today's occasion. We want you to know that your words of encouragement, inspiration, and wisdom will resonate deeply with us and with the entire university family during this festive occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, our tradition requires that the president of the university give an account of the status of the university at our commencement convocation. Indulgence, as I fulfill this requirement as the 16th president of the University of Liberia. This commencement is as extraordinary and historic as our previous commencement, and presenting to our country men and women who have been well-trained, well-disciplined, and are highly motivated and fit to join the workforce, ready to make meaningful contributions to the development of our country, Liberia. This convocation is also extraordinary for the following reasons. It is my first as the 16th of the University of Liberia, after experiencing a busy and fulfilling year at the helm of leadership. It is happening concurrently with UL's 75th anniversary celebration, Diamond Jubilee, marking 3/4 of a century as a chartered national university born in 1951 from the historic Liberia College. It is also the first degree holders through our partnership with the Booker Washington Institution. This partnership was precipitated by our predecessors, championed by great academics like former Vice President of Academics, Principal of BWI, who has worked collaboratively with us in ensuring that we reap the results of this partnership. Let me extend my profound gratitude and appreciation to the visitor, His Excellency President Joseph Nyuma Boakai, Sr., and the government of Liberia, the House and Senate, the House of Representatives. Sincere thanks to the 105th Commencement Convocation Planning and Implementation Committee, led by the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Professor Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor, 25th. I say again, bravo for the hard work. Thanks also to the joint UL Chorus, including the University of Liberia Chorus, led by attorney Prince A. Decker, and the University of Liberia Alumni Chorus, led by director James Milton Weeks Jr., especially for hosting the band, and the UL Police, headed by Colonel Joe Dennis, and the Liberia National Police for the continual cooperation with the University of Liberia, especially in making this day a colorful. We extend similar thanks to county-based associations, college associations, religious associations, and other clubs and organizations that play such a key role in fostering kept me informed throughout the year. Let me extend gratitude and appreciation to the chairman of our board, Honorable Numene T.H. Bartikwa, as well as to the officers and members. All this also goes to the trustees of Donation for Education in Liberia, known as TDEL, based in Boston, Massachusetts in the United States, and its leadership for the continuous support and its annual contribution of funding to the UL Library and other strategic initiatives at UL. Finally, my appreciation goes to our Alumni Association and its diaspora member groups that have steered the affairs of the association both at home and abroad. We are grateful and appreciative of your involvement. Pledge to continuously work with you as we together pursue the mission and vision of the University of Liberia. We particularly appreciate the delegations from the USA, led by Dr. Fatima Greaves Kwekwe and Mr. Charles Russell, who have come to not only celebrate the UL's 75th anniversary with us, but to join us in fundraising support to support infrastructure development and performing arts at the university. Your support and efforts are deeply appreciated, and we pledge to continue the collaboration of our strategic vision as the nation's premier institution of higher learning. Platform guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, an outstanding and remarkable honors scholars of the College of Gender Studies and Interdisciplinary Research. This symposium reminded us of the power and necessity of research in our quest for progress, inclusive growth, and sustainable development. It showed how our students are being guided into developing their research capacity and their ability to explore the unknown. On Monday, February 23rd, we celebrated with our College of Health Sciences, wherein a total of 89 candidates took an oath that officially admitted them into medical practice. The Oaths and Honors program included 40 new medical doctors from the School of Medicine and 49 fall education. We also celebrated on Thursday, February 19th, at a faculty scholastic recognition program, a total of 81 faculty members who published books, peer-reviewed journal articles and book chapters, and conference proceedings within the past academic year. This number included professors, 16 assistant professors, and 2 adjunct professors, and 51 instructors. This annual recognition and honoring is intended to encourage members of the university family. Our undergraduate college's graduation was held on Wednesday, February 25th, and Joseph of Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change was the Ducks and Torchbearer for the undergraduate college's celebration on that day. We salute him. Today, we congratulate Aissatou J. Ba, a student from the Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB Graduate School of International Studies, who is today's graduate and professional school valedictorian. Let's give her again a hand of applause. We are proud of you both for standing up as you have done throughout your. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to report to you some of our major accomplishments for the past academic year, which has been quite eventful. After a successful installation of the 16th president on January 10th, 2025, in February, we adopted a new regularized academic calendar with two 16-week terms, aligning it with global norms that will facilitate smoother transition to graduate school, especially for students and faculty who study abroad. This new calendar will also make it easier for UL's researchers to collaborate with researchers at other universities and for UL students to participate in international With regard to infrastructure this year, in March, the World Bank and the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority handed over two new buildings, significantly enlarging the footprint of the agriculture campus at Fendel and providing new classroom and lab space. In June, with the agreement with the Ministry of Health for a brand new PHC1 student health clinic on the Capitol Hill campus, and construction is currently underway. One element of which is to construct a new innovation building at UL's Fendel campus. In September, we achieved an historic agreement with Liberia and bathroom renovation for all 4 of UL's campuses. In October, we started construction on the Solar Oasis student utility, clean drinking water fountains for refillable water bottles, and 26 new bathrooms, including several that are accessible to people with disabilities. All fully powered. Last but not least, construction of the Lux printing press building, also at Fendel, is nearly complete. On the academic side, UL launched its online master's program in computer science. In June through August, we ran a successful vacation school pilot project that enabled many of the that it is offered. In July, UL signed a student transfer MOU with the Forestry Training Institute, allowing associate degree sophomores. In partnership with UNDP, we are building a timely new master's program in AI and cybersecurity. Yes, in August, we signed an MOU with NPhil, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, to advance training for health science students. In October, UL hosted an international team of bird watchers from SCNL at the UL Lakeview Wetlands for the October Big Day Citizen Scientist and Ornithological International Bird Count. And just last week, UL Forestry faculty and students participated in a bird ringing exercise with partners from the United Kingdom. In December, UL's new psychology to gender balance and those taking advantage of this opportunity, with males outnumbering females approximately 7-1. We were fortunate to bring financial stabilization to near strategic planning. A $68,208 gift from the trustees of donations for education in Liberia for the UL libraries and the Liberian History Project, as well as numerous research and implementation, the Voices of the Elders, Operation Seat UL, the National Port Authority, the University of Liberia Alumni Association in the Americas, the UL Student Inter, and the 104th Nigerian-sponsored Economic Impact Challenge. UL's track team brought home the big trophy in May. In December, the UL Debate Society, led by UL valedictorian Jamal Gosen, won the prestigious Office of Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment, or OGWE, which was created to accelerate the achievement of gender parity in UL student body and faculty, as well as to foster Liberia to upgrade UL's intellectual property protection frameworks and training programs. In August, UL hosted U.S. Senator Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock at a book academic research enhancement, administrative reorganization, accelerating student success, and initiatives to support social inclusion and disability accessibility raising that supplements the generous and foundational subsidy from the government of Liberia. We look forward to all that lies ahead as we continue to pursue the published national development goal of to provide an excellent education to the university-bound citizens of the Republic of Liberia. Systematically since my arrival, I have attacked these challenges one by one in concert with transforming UL to the 21st century best-in-class flagship university that the Republic of Liberia deserves. I salute you. Honorable visitor, chairman, guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today we announce 294 graduates from our graduate schools, 40 graduates from our medical school, 49 graduates from our School of Pharmacy, and 86 graduates from the Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law. We appreciate and congratulate 24 graduates, including our various colleges and BWI, on Wednesday and today. We are aware that the challenges have ranged far and wide for all, including faculty, staff, administrators, and students. But we remain grateful that the Almighty God for the perseverance and discipline to remain focused until we reach this convocation. Members of this 105th graduating class of triumph. It has been said wisely that the success of our society and our democracy rests on think of each other, not only ourselves. My hope and expectation is that each and every one of you will embrace this principle personally, that you will step up in your community, that you will take on the solemn responsibility of leadership. You are specially qualified to take on this role by virtue of the knowledge you have gained from your tradition of civic engagement that goes to the heart of UL's identity, a tradition so many of you have embraced directly. The 105th class, today you stand at the intersection of history and destiny. Like I said to your undergraduate colleagues on Wednesday, you are our diamonds because you have gone through the refining process, pressure, heat, and time. You have traversed the journey from rough gemstones to precious jewels, and you are now Liberia's true wealth. You inherit the sacrifices of those who built this great institution, the University of Liberia, of this nation. Liberia looks to you for integrity, innovation, and impact. Let your degree earned today not merely be a certificate on the wall, but let it be a living commitment to serve, lead, and uplift. The road ahead will not always be easy. Character is forged in challenge, and greatness is revealed in perseverance. Go forward with courage, anchored in your values, confident in your preparation, and determined to leave every community you touch better than you found it. The future is not something you wait for. Rather, it is something you build. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now pay homage to some members of the university family who departed this world in the course of this academic year. Please let us observe silence while I read the names. Library Assistant Teresa B. Lauber. Assistant Professor Abu B. Kamara. Instructor Felisu Soare. Assistant Professor Tuaple Fano Dor. Instructor Professor Christiana Asma. Driver Morris Kane. Landscaper Samuel Wesse. Maintenance Officer Varney G. Fanbala. Landscaper Saki Bono. Patrolman Robert K. Sumo. Ambulance Driver James K. Harris. Maintenance Officer Esther Moba. Assistant Professor John Josiah. Former Dean Stephen Mosio Jubwe Sr. Instructor Glasgow Tokba. And Supervisor J. Please, let us observe a moment of silence to honor their memories. May their souls rest in peace forever. us the living. May God continue to bless the works of our hands. Thank you very much to all. Congratulations again to our wonderful graduates, and may God bless the university and the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. That is not enough. Please give to the President for such an inspiring speech. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Dr. Mapayan. At this juncture, we now invite a representative of universities to be followed by the Director General of the National Commission on Higher Education, who will now give us special greetings respectively. Thank you.
Afternoon. You're sleeping? Good afternoon. Now there's the class of triumph. His Excellency, President of our great republic, Honorable Sarah Baslo-Yenti, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Nyuma Boakai, Senior Chairperson of the Board of Trustees and members of the Board of Trustees of this institution, my sister President, Dr. Lily Mapayan, Professor Dr. David Norris, Vice Chancellor of the University of Botswana and Commencement, Dr. Cecilia Cassell, Executive Director, NCHE, all universities and colleges present here today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025. Warm greetings from the Association of Liberian Universities. On behalf of the association, we extend our heartfelt congratulations to the University of Liberia on commencement convocation. To the graduating class of 2025, the class of triumph. You now represent the pinnacle of academic achievement. As you receive your degrees, you are charged with burdens unsurpassed. You use your expertise not just for personal advancement, but as a catalyst for the national trend. Liberia needs your professional skills. We are indeed proud of your resilience and dedication. As you go forth to become the leaders of our nation, remember, you are now the standard bearers of your fields. As you education is a tool to solve national problems. Remember, as you leave these halls, you are supposed to inspire, impact, and transform. As you leave this hall, you are to love Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia, and most importantly, protect Liberia. Be the change that should be the change. We wish you success in all your future endeavors. The world is out there. Go out and make a difference in this world, especially in our Liberia. Class of triumph. Are you ready to be triumphant? You ain't even ready, Seth. Class of triumph. Are you ready to be triumphant? Thank you very much. Congratulations and thank you.
Hello?
Your Excellency, Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Boakai, Senior, President of the University of Jaso Malejala, Minister of Education and Chairperson, Board of Commissioners, National Commission on Higher Education, Minister Sarah Beslo Nyanti, Dean of the Cabinet and other members of the Cabinet present, of the University of Liberia, Professor Derek Norris, President of Vice Chancellor, University of Botswana, and Speaker for this year's commencement, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Diplomatic Corps present, Vice Presidents of the University of Liberia, members, distinguished platform guests, proud parents, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is both an honor and profound responsibility to address you today as the Executive Director of the National Commission on Higher Education at this historic moment of achievement and transformation. A university, a ceremonious completion of academic requirements, it is a national milestone. It presents the renewal of intellectual capital and signals the advancement of a country development premise. Higher education occupies central position in shaping the socio-economic path in an increasingly knowledge-driven global landscape. National competitiveness, innovation capacity, and long-term prosperity depends significantly on the cultivation of highly skilled, ethical, grounded, and forward-thinking workforce. Universities are not simply, they are engines of transformation. They prepare professionals who design our infrastructure, who heals our communities, educate our children, manage our institutions. Yet, as we celebrate progress, we must also acknowledge reality. Liberia's higher education system continues to navigate long-standing struggles, confront emerging opportunities. Instructional quality remains uneven. infrastructure deficit persists, and many institutions operate with limited physical facility, insufficient access to modern teaching and research technology, and constraints with financial resources. For this reason, strengthening higher education sector is not optional, it is imperative. A resilient and inclusive society requires a robust policy framework that guarantees quality, accessibility, relevance, and align with national development priorities. Regulation in this context is not an impediment to growth. Rather, it safeguards standards and guarantees public trust and coordinating body for the higher education sector. At this critical juncture in our institutional evolution, the Commission is advancing comprehensive reform agenda. This agenda is designed to strengthen governance structure, deepen quality assurance mechanism, enhance credibility, accreditation process, and ensure that academic programs remain responsive to Liberia's development drive. These reforms reflect unwavering commitment to the government of the Republic of Liberia to build a higher education system that is resilient, accountable, competitive, and inclusive, one that supports sustainable growth and human capital of Liberia. Importantly, with these challenges lie immense opportunity. Liberia's growing youth population has intensified the demand for tertiary education and professional training. At the same time, national development priorities increasingly emphasize the need for technical expertise, scientific advancement, entrepreneurial capacity, and ethical public leadership. This is not a moment of discouragement. It is a moment for strategic responsibility. In this evolving context, the role of the National Commission on Higher Education is both strategic and transformative. Through rigorous enforcement of standards, systematic accreditation, continual measurable quality outcomes. Our oversight provides assurance to the students, employers, government, and broader public, ensuring them that the degree we award in the Republic of Liberia carry integrity, relevance, and substance. Institutions such as the University of Liberia continue to fulfill their mandates in nurturing talents and shaping national leadership. Now, the graduating class. Dear graduates, today you have crossed the defining threshold. You are no longer a student at the University of Liberia. You are now the steward of Liberia's future. Your degree are not papers to they carry with them both privilege and responsibility. You have persevered through academic rigors, institutional limitations, and national challenges. That perseverance has prepared you not only for employment but for leadership. Liberia does not merely need job seekers. She needs problem solvers. She needs innovators who will expand economic activities, educators who will raise the standard, health professionals who will strengthen the public health system, engaged engineers who will modernize our city, and civil servants who will govern with transparency and integrity. Go forth, therefore, with competence. Ooh, you're gone. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, importantly. So, and public servants who will govern with integrity and transparency. Go forth, therefore, with competence, with the character with character. Let your expertise be matched by humility. Let your ambition be guided by ethics and conviction. Let your success be measured by not only by questions, but by the contribution you make to national development. Liberia is proud of you. Your families are proud of you. The institutions that have shaped you as you depart the University of Liberia, remember that higher education is not the end to learning. It is the foundation of lifelong intellectual growth. Continue to question, continue to innovate, continue to serve. In doing so, you will not only honor your alma mater, but you will strengthen the Republic of Liberia. On behalf of the National Commission on Higher Education, may your knowledge light your path, and may your service elevate our nation. Thank you, and may God bless you and the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.
This is your Kessel from the Higher Commission on, from the National Commission on Higher Education. At this moment, we turn to give us a beautiful rendition. You are chorus. Thank you. Our graduating class, our platform guests, His Excellency President Joseph Nyuma Boakai, Professor Dr. Lady Mapayan, President of the University of Liberia, Chairperson of the 105th Convocation Committee, Professor Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor. It is now time honorary degrees upon individuals who have contributed to education and humanity. The Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Agnes Reeves of Liberia, for the conferrer of an honorary degree.
Madam President, based on your nomination and the approval of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, it has been resolved that in recognition of the outstanding service to the human capital development, especially in the area of education, the degree of Doctor of be conferred upon Honorable Cynthia L. Blandford. Will the Honorable Cynthia L. Blandford move to the podium?
Then an incomplete enumeration and a minutia of the achievements for which this distinction is being bestowed upon the candidate, following which you will kindly present the candidate for the conferral of the honorary degree.
Let me now invite Councillor Norris L. Twe, University Relations, who will summarize the citation for Honorable Cynthia L. Blandford. Please come to the podium.
Honorary degree citation. Honorable Cynthia Blandford, Strategies for Good, LLC, Editor-in-Chief and CFO of International Focus Magazine, Atlanta, Georgia, and Monrovia, Liberia. Managing Director of Blandford Thompson Consulting, LLC, and President of the University Consortium for recognized for your expertise in diplomacy, business development, investment and trade, and travel and tourism. Enhancing the relationship between the United States and Liberia is demonstrated by your significant contributions to bilateral partnership and cross-cultural engagement. Based on your diplomatic experience, woman honorary consul to Liberia by President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, continuing your service under President George Manuel Weah until you retired from the diplomatic corps. You have been instrumental in securing substantial financial support for Liberia's development agenda. With extensive experience in fundraising, you have been the establishment of scholarships and coordinated your exchange programs between Liberia and the USA that foster both cultural and academic collaboration between. Your initiatives have provided numerous individuals with enhanced prospects for academic growth and international engagement. As president of the University Consortium for Liberia, you mobilized 22 institutional partners to support educational development at the African Methodist Episcopal University. Your professional network is both broad and influential, encompassing government ministers, United Nations institutions, international funders, universities. Your commitment and service have been acknowledged through multiple awards and recognition from leaders in both Liberia and the United States. Your outstanding accomplishment as Honorary Consul of Liberia are highly recommended. From Atlanta to Monrovia and was pivotal in facilitating the assisted airport agreement between Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, the busiest and most efficient airport globally, and the Liberian Airport Authority. Additionally, you successfully negotiated a sister port agreement between the Georgia Ports Authority and the National Ports Authority Trade. You also coordinated a $1.8 million donation from M8 International, providing life-saving antibiotics and medicine to President Joe. Your leadership has been instrumental in organizing more than 75 investment and education-focused trips to Liberia. In your memoir, "Led Me to a Life of Purpose," you share your inspiring journey from Ithaca, New York, to your historic appointment as Liberia's first African-American woman honorary consul. You earned a Bachelor of Arts from Georgia State University and attended both Cornell University and the University of Liberia University, and you are a member of the Liberia Business Chamber of Commerce, reflecting your dedication to advancing educational and economic development. You are a former member of the West and the World Trade Center, Atlanta. You currently reside in Monrovia and manage International Focus Magazine, which operates both in Atlanta and Monrovia, and you continue to value your family connections in Atlanta. Your lifelong commitment to Liberia began early 70s. You now proudly marks 51 years of deep connection and devoted service to this country. You were honored in recognition of your outstanding and relentless contribution to diplomacy and education in the United States, has herewith approved the conferral on you, Cynthia L. Blandford, the degree of Doctor of...
Therefore, Madam President, as Vice President for Academic Affairs of the University of Liberia, it is with much respect and admiration conferral of an honorary degree.
Honorable Blandford, I have the greatest pleasure and charter, the visitor, and the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia. I do hereby confer upon you, Honorable Cynthia L. Blandford, privileges, responsibilities, obligations, and immunities appertaining thereto, both here and elsewhere. Congratulations. We are very
By authority of the University of Liberia, I present to you the diploma, evidence, Doctor of Education honoris causa. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Honorable Cynthia L. Blandford. To the President of the University of Liberia for the conferral of the honorary degree.
And the approval of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, it has been resolved that in recognition of diplomacy, the degree of Doctor of International Relations, honoris causa, Beslo Nyanti. Will the honoree please stand and
Madam Vice President, please have the citation read, the content of which can only represent an incomplete enumeration and a minutia of the achievement.
Jonathan C. Taylor, Vice President for Graduate Studies and Research, who will summarize the citation for Honorable Sarah Beslo Nyanti.
Madam Sarah Beslo Nyanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Dean of the Cabinet of the Republic of Liberia, national expert with nearly 3 decades of experience as a development practitioner, a transformational leader, and motivational speaker and preacher with experience in crisis management and humanitarian response. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs at a pivotal moment in Liberia's foreign policy trajectory. You have been instrumental in re-energizing Liberia's global engagement, most notably by securing Liberia's successful election to the Council 2026-2027. In your role as Dean of the Cabinet, you serve as an policy, and you also help to shape strategic policy direction and ensure coordination across ministries in the implementation of national priorities. Your portfolio includes spearheading Liberia's economic diplomacy agenda, strengthening partnerships, enhancing the country's international reputation, and leading key reforms in the foreign service, including the expansion of Liberia's diplomatic presence abroad. Prior to your appointment as foreign minister, you held senior leadership roles within the United Nations, Deputy Special Representative of the Secretary General and Assistant Secretary General in the UN peacekeeping missions, UNMISS, as well as operations and in some of the most difficult and challenging conflicts and post-conflict settings around the world. In South Sudan, you also organized the country's first international conference on women in transformational leadership, championing gender equity in governance. You also served with UNICEF for over a decade, including as UNICEF representative in Lagos, Nigeria. You were at the forefront of public health emergency coordination. You played a pivotal role, critical role, in Nigeria's successful containment of the Ebola outbreak, co-leading the establishment of emergency operations and Port Harcourt. Before your international career, you were a trailblazer in Liberia's public health sector, serving as director of the National AIDS Commission, led the mobilization of Global Fund resources to fight HIV/AIDS. As a passionate advocate for women's empowerment and inclusive governance, empathetic and principled leadership style marked by integrity, service, and a commitment to justice, peace, sustainability. A new generation of leaders across Africa and beyond. In recognition of your outstanding and inexorable in Liberia and the world at large, the Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of the Faculty Senate and the President of the University of Liberia, has herewith approved the
Therefore, Madam President, as Vice President for Academic Affairs of the University of Liberia, it is with respect and admiration that I present Sarah Beslo Nyanti for the conferral of an honorary degree.
Honorable Nyanti, I have the greatest pleasure and honor to perform this distinctive task. By virtue of the authority in me and the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, I do hereby confer upon you, Honorable Sarah Beslo Nyanti, the degree of Doctor of International Relations, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, responsibilities, obligations, and immunities appertaining thereto, both here and elsewhere. Congratulations. We are very proud of you, Honorable Nyanti.
By the authority of the University of Liberia, I present to you the diploma evidenced by the conferrer of the degree of Doctor of International Relations, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Thank you to our honorees. We now invite the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Agnes Reese-Taylor, who will now present the third candidate and commencement speaker, President of the University of Liberia, for the conference.
Madam President, based on and the approval of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, it has been resolved in recognition of the outstanding service to humanity, especially in the area of agriculture, science, honoris causa, be conferred upon Professor David Norris. Will Professor Norris please stand? Right in between.
Madam Vice President, please have the citation read, the contents of which can only an incomplete enumeration and a minutia of the achievements for which this distinction is being bestowed upon the candidate, following which you will kindly present the candidate for the
Professor Dr. Wiade Koba Bole, Vice President for Institutional Development and Planning, who will summarize the citation for Professor David Norris.
Professor Dr. David Norris, you are a distinguished academic of the University of Botswana, appointed in 2017. You are a specialist in animal science, focusing on research, innovation, and industry partnerships. You are a strong advocate for African university collaboration, like the HISWA and Root Forum programs, which have over 12 faculty members from the University of Liberia, master's degrees at the University of Botswana. Digital transformation and sustainable economic growth. You hold a PhD degree in quantitative genetics and animal brewing from the Michigan State University, USA. Animal science at the University of Reading, United Kingdom. You hold a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology and physics obtained from Botswana. You have attended several leadership and professional programs, including strategies for leading successful change initiatives at Harvard University and University of the Netherlands, curriculum development, problem-based learning, Hansen University, Netherlands, strategic leadership, Maastricht School of Management, Netherlands, management of higher education, Galilee International Management, change and process management, Rutgers University, Gender Mainstreaming, ICRA, Netherlands. Your competencies include innovative teaching and learning, research, development and innovation, higher education, administration, and management. You have been serving as the Vice Chancellor of the University of Botswana since 1st November 2017. You are an experienced leader, Botswana, USA, and South Africa. Before joining the University of Botswana, you were the Deputy Vice Chancellor responsible at the Botswana International University of Science and Technology. Before serving at that university, you were Director of Environmental Sciences at the University of Limpopo, South Africa. You have also served as an assistant professor at Austin Peay State University, USA, and worked for the government of Botswana's Department of Agricultural Research as Senior Research Officer. An accomplished scholar, you are renowned for your leadership in innovative teaching, curriculum design, strategic management, and research development, strong networks for collaboration, and guided institutional change with a focus on innovation and academic development. To your country's academic service. In recognition of your service, has herewith approved the conferral on you, David Norris, the degree of Doctor of Agricultural Science, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Therefore, Madam President, as Vice President for Academic Affairs of the University of Liberia, it is with much respect and admiration that I present to you Professor Dr. David Norris for the conferral of an honorary degree.
Vice Chancellor Norris, in me vested by the Charter, the Visitor, and the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, I do hereby confer upon Professor Dr. David Norris the degree of Doctor of Agricultural Science, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, responsibilities, obligations, and immunities appertaining thereto, both here and elsewhere. Congratulations. We are very proud of you, Professor Norris.
By the authority of the University of Liberia, I present to you the degree of Doctor of Agriculture, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Your Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia and Visitor of the Republic of Liberia. His Honor Yami Kwakwe Yabse, the Chief Justice and Associate Structures of the Supreme Court. Honorable Richard Kuhn, Speaker and members of the House of Representatives. Honorable Nyombli Hanga Lawrence, President pro tempore. Officials that are here present. Honorable Nameli T. Batekwa, Chairman and members of the UL Board of Trustees. Honorable Dr. Jasomali Jala, Minister of University of Liberia, Professor Dr. Leili Maparayan, college presidents and special representatives of the Association of Liberian Universities, former presidents of the University of Liberia, Professor Dr. Cecilia M. Cassell, Director General, National Commission on Higher Education, Your Excellency, the Doyen and members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Dean and members of the Liberian, distinguished officials of government here present, Dr. Fatima Gravis Kwekwe, National President of the University of Liberia Alumni Association, Director of the University of Liberia Alumni Chorus, Attorney Martin Well Penny, Acting President and members of the University of Liberia Alumni Association, Dr. Edna Johnny, President and members of the University of Liberia Faculty Association, Mr. D. Preston, and members of the University of Liberia Staff Association, J. Bilo Timban, President, University of Liberia Student Interim Leadership, and fellow UL SIL members, Mr. Jamal J. Gosson, valedictorian of the UL undergraduate colleges, and Mrs. Aisatou Jalo Ba, valedictorian of our graduate and professional schools. Of the 105th Graduate and Professional Schools class, Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor, Vice President for Academic Affairs and members of the UL Cabinet, Doyen and Administration Council, students of the University of Liberia, parents, guardians, supporters, relatives, and well-wishers of our graduates and graduates, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here this morning, or is it afternoon now? And let me say it is such an honor to have been bestowed with that honorary degree. It is indeed humbling to be honored while you are still alive. Consider this event as a ceremony, but I would like to say today that this is not merely a ceremony. It is of a difficulty. It is an explicit statement that hope is stronger than hardship. It is a declaration that the future of Liberia is ready. Graduates, today you wear gowns, tomorrow, as has been said, you will be wearing responsibility. And the question before you is not simply what job am I going to get? The deeper questions that you should be reflecting upon are, what nation shall I build? What value am I going to add? What positive change am I going to make? Liberia, like a number of other countries in Africa, stands at a defining moment in its history. Just like many other, your nation is rich. It is rich in natural resources. It is rich in culture. It is rich in resilience. It is rich. Like many other African countries, face undeniable economic challenges. Growth has been uneven, infrastructure gaps persist, public revenue is constrained, debt pressures weigh on national development. Many families still struggle to access stable and decent livelihoods. But I want to say this to all of us here today, that economic challenges are not and should not be destiny. These are cues. Economic challenges are cues that Liberia's development model must evolve. There are cues that dependence on raw commodity exports is insufficient. That a new generation must think differently. And the generation is this very generation that is seated before us today. You graduate at a time of spectators. It needs builders. It needs innovators. It needs problem solvers. It needs ethical leaders. You are not stepping into an easy economy that is waiting for transformation. You are stepping into an economy that has greater potential, a potential that can transform livelihoods of more. We no longer live primarily in an industrial economy. We live in a knowledge economy where ideas are more valuable than oil, where ideas are more valuable than gold or diamonds. Let me say this, that the top 9 or the top 10 companies by what you call knowledge companies, the NVIDIA, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, these are top richest countries in the world, and here your intellectual capacity. And amongst the top 10, let me say, there's only one resource company, the Saudi Aramco, which is oil and gas company. But I'm sure very soon it will drop out of the top 10. In a knowledge economy, I must say, universities are not just institutions of learning. They are engines of national competitiveness. They are economic engines. A university to receive a degree, it is a lab for solving national problems. It is a space where research comes policy, where theory becomes enterprise, where young minds become architects of transformation. The University of Liberia must not only produce graduates, it must produce creators of knowledge, innovators of solutions. And you, graduates seated here this morning, you must not only seek employment, you must become contributors to intellectual. In a knowledge economy, a computer science graduate can develop software, mobile applications, create fintech platforms that expand financial inclusion. An agriculture graduate can develop smart farming techniques, that can establish new agro-processing methods, can train farmers farming methods. A business graduate can design supply chains that reduce waste and increase exports. This graduate can develop media graduate can develop digital content industries, provide national brands and tourism, build online platforms, and monetize local content. A graduate in pharmacy can develop pharmaceutical products from our indigenous plant material. Let us imagine if communities, our rural communities, process cassava into packaged flour and starch. Let me say this, which is a problem in Africa. Liberia's weakness, like many other weaknesses, and I'm so happy, Mr. President, because I follow your country a lot. I'm going to say a lot of things that I see happening in this country that are so positive. Let me say this. The weakness in Africa is that we export raw materials in Liberia. Let me get close to Liberia. Rubber, iron ore, timber, agricultural products. But too often we export them in their most basic form. You sell raw rubber instead of finished tires. You export cocoa beans instead of chocolate. You ship iron instead of steel products. You export palm oil but import finished products. This is a value chain problem, Africa's problem, not only a problem here. It is a problem in my country. Let me tell you, my country is facing financial difficulties because of heavy. In terms of polished diamonds, because we sell our diamonds raw, in terms of polished diamonds, data from 2021 shows India made $22 billion from polished diamonds. USA made $14 billion from polished diamonds. Hong Kong made 13. Belgium made 8. Israel made 7. And Botswana, where these diamonds are coming from, made $0.89 billion. This is not right. This cannot be right. Things must change. And therefore, at the University of Botswana, we are saying, we must align ourselves with the development imperatives of the country. Explain to Botswana that we don't even have the finest diamond polishing school in Botswana. How do we explain that? How do we explain that we don't have a jewelry school in Botswana when diamonds have been the source of sustenance and prosperity for us? Let me get close to Liberia. Your raw materials. 2023, you got 483 million. This is an estimate, you can correct me. You got 483 million. The potential income could have been up to 5 times. You could have received $2.4 billion, but you got 483. From rubber, you got 183 million. You could have got 412 million. In crude palm oil, million. You could have received 250 million. Diamonds, 18. You could have received 180 million. When we fail to process, when we fail to package, when we fail to brand, when we, the president, I have to say this. It's important to say this. Because I've fallen in love with this country. And I've been here 4 times. I've even been to Nimba, even to the border with Guinea. I love this country. I've been all over. But I can tell you, Mr. President, when I read about what you are doing, I follow you. You are negotiating billions in new investments, in energy, in mining, in agriculture. Your Excellency, you are restricting raw commodity exports to boost local processing. That is leadership. You are supporting agro-processing investments. That is leadership. Strengthening agricultural value through your LACRA bill. That is leadership. Your executive order 156, which is protecting local production. That is leadership. And to the graduates, I want you to ask yourself, how can my discipline add value to Liberia's raw products? Lying fruits, even lie without a lot of investment, palm oil. You can do a lot. When you come out of a university in food science, in pharmacy, you can that you can do with this palm oil that you're exporting. We are confronted with one of the most urgent challenges, youth unemployment. In my country, youth unemployment is now standing at 40%. It's worrisome. A nation where the majority of its population is young must either harness that energy or be overwhelmed. High youth unemployment is not just an economic issue. It is a social mobility issue, social stability issue. It is a psychological issue. It is a dignity issue. When young people cannot find jobs, frustration grows. When frustration grows, trust in institutions weakens. When trust weakens, development is the truth. Unemployment is not only a shortage of jobs, sometimes it is also a mismatch of skills. Sometimes it is limited innovation, enterprise creation. The solution will not come solely from government employment. Get that clear. The public sector cannot absorb the entire graduating class every year. The private sector alone cannot either. The future demands something more powerful. We need entrepreneurship. It's not merely about starting a business. It is about solving problems sustainably. An entrepreneur sees waste and sees opportunity. An entrepreneur sees unemployment and sees potential. An entrepreneur sees a gap in the value chain and he or she builds a bridge. Liberia does not need job creators. This does not mean in any way that every graduate must open a company tomorrow. What this means is that every graduate must cultivate an entrepreneurial solutions. You must take calculated risks. You must collaborate across disciplines. Use technology intelligently. But graduates, very important, you must also bring courage. Be courageous. Now, while we challenge students, we must also challenge our institutions in Africa. The University of Liberia must continuously examine its curriculum. This is not for UL alone. This is for the entire education system. The questions that we should be asking ourselves in many African trusts is that, is our curriculum relevant? Is it practical? Is it aligned with our country's development needs? Is it preparing graduates for tomorrow or jobs of yesterday? A quality curriculum in the 21st century must integrate critical thinking and problem solving, research skills, entrepreneurship, as I said, industry partnerships, experiential learning. This is very important. But I'm so happy, Madam President Maria, this is something that you are very passionate about. You talk about it all the time. A modern university cannot operate in isolation culture from technology and public administration. There must be internships, corporate education programs, innovation labs, and startup accelerators. What we need is what you call a quintuple innovation partnership framework, where university, industry, government, communities come together to inform policy and production. Faculty must be supported in continuous professional development. Students must be exposed to real-world challenges before graduation. And are we bringing, very important, are we bringing real-world practitioners in our classroom? There are people out there that we must bring in our classroom so that they can build into our classrooms. At the University of Botswana, we talk a lot about our proud history. That's well and good. But I challenge my colleagues sometimes to reflect on where positively on society. Does it improve people's lives? Is it enhancing the economic growth of the country? The University of Liberia, I'm sure, I'm certain, does not guarantee relevance. Continuous improvement does. A knowledge economy demands a dynamic university. And that is why even when you review, the world is moving very fast. By the time you review, you realize that what you've reviewed is already obsolete. Let me speak about something equally important. Character to you are not only technical, they're also moral. Corruption erodes resources. Nepotism undermines merit. Short-term thinking sacrifices long-term prosperity. Mr. President, I follow you. And I'm so of corruption in this country. I am a geneticist by training. There is no evidence of genetic difference in intellectual capacity between races. In Africa, it is not intellectual capacity, ability. It is attitudes. The problem is attitudes. The problem is work ethics. The problem is warped mindsets, entitlements, failure to partner and collaborate, unhealthy focus, poor and unethical leadership. Is not the gene, is not your black skin, it's your attitude, it's your mindset. As you graduate, you must decide what kind of professionals you are going to become. Will you contribute to the system of transparency? Will you build trust in public institutions? Will you reject shortcuts that undermine national progress? The future of Liberia is not only in your intelligence, it is also in your integrity. Let's reimagine Liberia in the next 10 years. A Liberia where agricultural processing zones employ thousands. A Liberia where digital services across Africa. A Liberia where local industries manufacture goods once important. A Liberia where research institutions give guidance. Where young entrepreneurs are celebrated, supported, and scaled. This is not fantasy. This is not delusional. This is strategy. This is possible. By strategy, the strategy requires disciplined action. That's very important. We must strengthen our infrastructure, invest in education, encourage innovation, promote regional trade, ensure economic stability, build institutional capacity. And none of this, ladies and gentlemen, is abstract. It requires people, skilled people, ethical people, courageous people. In class, graduates of the 150th Convocation, you are not graduating into a finished nation. You are graduating into a nation under construction. And you are not merely beneficiaries. You are authors of its next chapter. When you encounter unemployment, do not surrender to despair. Innovate. When you encounter institutional weaknesses, when you encounter economic constraints, do not complain, create. When you encounter skepticism, do not shrink. Prove what is possible. Challenges a blueprint into innovation. Your degrees with humility, but use them with boldness. Remember your parents' sacrifices. Remember your professors' dedication. Remember your country's. Liberia has endured conflict. Liberia has endured health crises. Liberia has endured economic shocks. You have endured tough times, but I can say you can rise, and you are rising. Today, you walk across this stage as graduates. Tomorrow, you walk into boardrooms, classrooms, laboratories, farms, startups, ministries, clinics, and communities. Let me encourage you. Walk in with competence. Walk in with conviction. May you be the generation that transforms new raw resources into finished prosperity. May you be the generation that transforms unemployment into innovation. May you be the generation that proves that Liberia's greatest export is not rubber or iron ore, but human capital. Congratulations. Thank you. And may your future be bold, ethical, and transformative.
Wow. We need a thunderous hands of applause. Thank you, Mr. Guest Speaker, for such an inspiring expose. Thank you, Professor Dr. Norris. Thank you. May you all be seated, please. Thank you. I have the master program right before me. So, at this moment, we call on the University of Liberia's chorus, under the directorship of Anthony Law Prince A. Decker, will render us a beautiful rendition. Right after that, chorus, are you ready?
Heads of international organizations, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, Madam President of the University of Liberia and heads of institutions of specialized and higher learning, Mr. Commencement Speaker, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Botswana, Madam Director General of the Commission on Higher Education of Liberia, members of the Faculty Senate and the University Council, Mr. Representative to the Board of Trustees of the University of Liberia, members of the graduating class of the graduate and professional schools of the university, guardians of the graduating class, former officials of government, and former presidents of the University of Liberia, members of the support, our audience in radio and television land, members of the electronic and print media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the 105th Commencement Convocation of the University of Liberia, I have the honor at this time to present to you His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai, Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia and visitor of the university, who will make remarks.
Please have your seats. Members of the Board of Trustees, the Honorable Speaker, President Pro Tempore, members of the 55th Legislature, the Dean and members of the Cabinet, Speaker of the 105th Commencement Convocation, our distinguished honorary degree recipient, the graduating class of 2025, ladies and gentlemen, we also want to recognize our existing protocol. The guest speaker for such a brilliant delivery. It is a pleasure to be here today as we celebrate 105th Commencement Convocation, the celebration of yet another milestone in the proud history of the university of our nation. We congratulate all of you, the administration, management staff, students of the University of Liberia. Organizing a convocation of this magnitude, balancing the rigor of graduate and professional schools, is no small feat of lux in tenebris, burning bright, and for that fact, the nation is grateful. We also celebrate our distinguished honorees whose contribution to academia, diplomacy, and public service stand of excellence. Your achievement reminds us of that the limits of our success are defined of our vision and the depth of our commitment. To the graduating class of 2025, congratulations. You have navigated your rigors of advanced needs. As a visitor to the university, I want to reaffirm our administration's commitment to higher education. The University of Liberia, and one of the great ways for our youth to the middle class. We are not content to maintain the status quo. We are driven by national momentum for significant transformation. To compete in the globalized economy, world-class education that adapts to an evolving job market. We are building a university that not only grants degrees, but also develops, must be matched with investment and resources. I am pleased to reaffirm our government's support for In the fiscal year 2026 budget, we have allocated over $6 million United States dollars to improve the facilities across the university. Enough. Strong institutions are built on strong systems. I therefore call on the leadership of the university to continue strengthening. Excellence is never accidental. It is the product of discipline, integrity, and courage, and its competitiveness on the global stage. Additionally, I would like to see a more active and engaged alumni association that serves expanding career opportunities for graduates and mobilizing financial and technical resources. As an alumnus myself of this university, Alumni Association will help improve the university public standing and provide essential support to maintain a solid and sustainable mean. Let me also reaffirm my full confidence in the current leadership of the university. Stability and continuity are the culture of this campus. The University of Liberia has long been a cradle of student activism and national consciousness. This legacy is indomitable. Engagement remains peaceful, constructive, and grounded in respect. It has always been, let this title of innovation and advancement, particularly in the new technological age, not as a battleground of conflict. True leadership is but through reason, discipline, and vision. I am particularly encouraged by the graduate class leadership's focus on the proposal to reconstruct a modern research laboratory speaks to a forward-looking vision, one that prioritizes innovation, practical learning, and national relevance. This is the kind of leadership Liberia needs. In recognition of the initiative as a youth-driven development, I am pleased to contribute an initial $50,000 United States dollars toward the research laboratory research. This amount is from savings gleaned from my voluntary salary reduction. We will continue to spread my salary reduction and impactful projects in our country. Graduates, you are leaving these walls at a time when Liberia is ready for your expertise. Who prioritize governance over greed and vision over vintage. Go forth and be the light in the darkness. And in all that you do, remember to always think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. May God bless us all, bless the work of this university, our city. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, His Excellency, Joseph Nyuma Boakai. Was clapping. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. Imagine $50,000 dedicated to research. University must grow. Let's keep clapping. Let's keep clapping. The certification of academic excellence to students who performed with distinction. I will now invite him with honors for certification of excellence to the President of the University. Vice President Wiade Koba Bullet and relevant marshals, please get seated.
In the order listed below as directed by the marshals, and read the names of their honor graduates as each graduate ascends the dais to receive certification by the Vice President and myself of academic. The Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida Graduate Program in International Relations.
Ba Aissatou Diallo. Bato Ruth. Johnson Mane FK. Siki Nano. Leon Tallery.
Who else? I'm not coming. Come. Congratulations, thank you. Congratulations, thank you.
I just got two, Graduate program in education. From Lofa County. Jacob Sibo. Yeah. So that just two. So where are they? Hello. Dora Fire and Sibo. Don't waste the people's time.
You are celebrating your steps.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sibo.
Jake. Sedi.
Turn around so they can see you.
The Graduate Program in Business and Public Administration.
Graduate program.
we have 3 distinctions. The first is Sandra Perkins Light. Sandra, please come forward from the MBA program, MBA in Management. The second is also Teresa K. Sapla from the Procurement program. Is Dakamu Danu Dakata Tokpa from the Procurement class as well. Please come forward. Yes, 3. Sandra, where's Sandra? What the first one? Is the name and the right? She's
Working live. Teresa Sapla. It doesn't have to be me. It's okay. One more person. Who's that?
Sandra.
Sandra Perkins Lai. Okay.
Graduate Program in Peace Studies and Conflict Transformation, the Kofi Annan program.
From the Kofi Annan Institute for Conflict Transformation, our distinguished honoree is Richelieu Dow Freeman, who is graduating in absentia. I can receive on his behalf.
Environmental Science, Climate Change, and Biodiversity.
For the graduate program in Environmental Studies and Climate Change, I present 2 candidates. Alvin Luther Hayes, who's graduating in absentia, and
I'm honored to present 2 students with distinction, Joseph Kamara and April Bimbo. Come on, guys.
Joseph Kamara, Ebe Bembo. Thank you. Let's go to the top.
The Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law.
I am both honored and privileged to present to you 6 students from the Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law. 3 with magna cum laude and 3 with cum laude. So we have firstly Abraham Zaki Kroma. Second on the list, we have Senator James Biney. Fourth, we have Flomo Anthony. Fifth, we have Pelewa Joshua. And lastly, we have Miss Mema Lasana. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the hard work. More to come. Many congratulations. Thank you, Joshua. God member. Welcome, Simon.
The A.M.E. Dogliotti School of Medicine.
The Achille Mario Dogliotti School of Medicine presents one candidate with distinction.
And finally, the School of Pharmacy.
Is the chair of the Professional School of the University of Liberia and is pleased to present 3 candidates who are graduating with distinction. Thomasina Madiedu, Grand Bassa County. Jimmy Dino Gray, Grand Cape Mountain. And Alvin G. Isaac, Nimba County.
Jimmy Dino Gray. Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for the hard work. We have now reached the point in our convocation on our candidates for graduation by the President of the University of Liberia. Will the candidates for degree please ensure that the tassel of your house The Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor, will now come forward and present the petition of the candidate to the President of the University of Liberia. Thank you.
I present to you 469 candidates, of which are 175 professional schools and 294 candidates in our 8 graduate programs, having satisfactorily fulfilled of of the requirements and exercises prescribed by the University of Liberia, herewith petition through me for admissions to the relevant degree. I will call the names of the programs as the president begins. The Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law. Will the Dean of the Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law, Assistant Professor Onuha, please come forward.
Excuse me, may I announce that the President of the University of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakai Sr., will now be departing the commencement ceremony. Please rise.
As soon as the president returns to the podium, we will continue because we've come to the pivotal part of this occasion, the conferral of degrees. So as soon as the president gets back to the podium, we ask that you all please have your seats so you can still be rejoicing a bit. We know that this celebration continues to the rest of this week. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you, AFN Marching Band, UF Marching Band. A beautiful collaboration this afternoon. You are about to be conferred with your degrees. Please be seated. AM Doctorate, School of Medicine, School of Pharmacy, MBA, MPA program, International Studies, Kofi Annan, Regional Science, Louis Arthur Grimes, School of Law, okay, we now invite to this podium the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Professor Dr. Agnes Reeves Taylor.
The Dean of the Louis Arthur Grimes School of Law, an Assistant Professor of Law, Counselor Dr. Nevada Ricks Onuha, I hope I got it correctly, will please present the candidates to the President.